Hey everyone, and welcome. Tonight, we're going to do something a little different. We are heading into a world that most of us only ever hear about from a distance. We're going on a trip deep into the woods after the sun goes down because we are searching for the king of the night forest.
And that, right there, that's our mission. We're going to try and find one of nature's most mysterious, most elusive creatures, the owl. You almost never see them during the day, right? They completely own the night. Just the thought of seeing one in the wild. Is your heart starting to race a little? Mine too.
Okay, so our journey into the darkness is officially beginning. First things first, we got to get ready for what's ahead. Because believe me, the forest becomes a whole new world after sunset.
To have any chance of success, we need the right gear. Binoculars, obviously, there are eyes in the dark, and we'll need them to spot a perfectly camouflaged owl. A headlamp is absolutely crucial, for not tripping over roots, and spare batteries, well, trust me, you do not want your light dying out there. So with this simple kit, we're all set to unlock some of the night's secrets.
The second we step into the woods, everything changes. It's immediate. All the familiar sights from the daytime, they're just gone. Instead, there's this deep quiet, and the only things you hear are insects chirping and the wind rustling the leaves. It's a weird feeling. You start to feel less like a visitor and more like you're actually a part of the landscape.
All right, now that we're in, all our senses are on high alert. This is it. The real search begins. But out here in the dark, the rules are totally different. We have to learn to see with our ears.
So our first stop is this pretty open area. The thinking is, maybe we can spot an owl swooping down for prey. So here, we're scanning the treetops, really relying on our eyes. But as we push deeper into the forest, into the really dense part, we have to completely change our strategy. We can barely see a thing, so our ears suddenly become our most important tool.
So what's the number one thing you have to do? You just listen. A rustle in the leaves over there, a twig snapping over here. Suddenly, that's not just background noise anymore. Every single sound could be a clue, like a little breadcrumb leading us deeper into the mystery of the woods.
But here's the wild part. The very creature we're trying to listen for makes almost no sound at all. An owl's wings are just an evolutionary masterpiece. They've got these soft, kind of comb-like edges on their main feathers, and what they do is break up the airflow. That's what causes that whoosh sound you hear from other birds. This lets them fly in total silence. They are the ultimate stealth hunters.
So the first spot was a bust. But hey, we're not giving up. We're moving to a second location. This time, a clearing right near some water. So why here? Simple. Water attracts all sorts of life. You got frogs, little fish, rodents, which just happens to be a 5-star meal for an owl. I have a really good feeling about this spot. The odds are definitely better here. The air just feels different here. The moonlight is bouncing off the water and it's just magical. Okay, we quiet down, stop moving, and just tune everything in. We hold our breath. This could be it. This could really be it.
And then, I see something. Over there, on that big branch hanging over the water, it's just a shape, a round silhouette against the sky. But it's enough. My heart is just pounding in my chest. Okay, I'm lifting the binoculars, trying to keep my hands steady. Is it just a weird knot on the tree? Am I just seeing things? Or is that the ruler of this entire forest just sitting there on its throne, watching us? Okay, deep breath and focus. I flick on the headlamp for just a second and oh, this is unmistakably an owl. 2 huge eyes just glow back at us out of the darkness. It's not scared. It's just watching. It sees us, and we see it. And for just a second, it feels like we're the only 2 things in the whole world.
Wow! This sight is just breathtaking. Its feathers are the perfect camouflage. They blend right into the tree bark. It is the definition of power and grace. And this whole moment, it reminds us of the number one rule of watching wildlife: respect. We keep our distance, we stay quiet, we're just lucky to be witnesses. Eventually, the owl takes flight and just vanishes into the night as silently as it appeared. The adrenaline starts to fade, and what's left is just this deep sense of awe. That incredible encounter, it taught us so much. Let's unpack what we learned out there. This creature is a true master of its world. Its hearing is so incredibly sharp. Get this, its ears are actually asymmetrical. One's higher than the other, so it can perfectly triangulate sound and pinpoint a mouse hiding under a foot of snow. Its eyes can see in almost complete darkness, and we already know about its silent flight. These aren't just cool features, they're actual superpowers that let it rule the night.
You know, finding that owl tonight, it wasn't just luck. It was about understanding what an owl actually needs to thrive. It needs a big, quiet forest, lots of trees for cover, and a steady supply of food. Finding the owl really meant we had to find its home first, a perfectly balanced ecosystem.
And in the end, this whole journey wasn't really just about seeing an owl. It was about us, too. It taught me that the most important tools we had weren't the ones in our backpack. They were patience, waiting for the forest to show us its secrets, and observation, using all of our senses. And most of all, respect for the amazing wild things that call this place home.
The night forest is full of secrets, and the owl is just one of its keepers. That experience of searching quietly, of feeling so connected to the natural world, it's something you'll never forget. So the real question isn't just if you could meet the king of the night, it's what secrets do you think the forest will whisper to you when you finally do?